Hello and welcome to 4 Grosvenor Terrace in Noosa Heads. I am very excited to show you this amazing luxury home just minutes from Hastings Street. I've actually got the designer here, Jared Smith, and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions about how he came up with this absolutely spectacular design. So stay tuned and let's have a wander through. Jared, when you get to a canvas like this, how do you go about creating a feeling in a space?
I guess the feeling within the space is largely dictated by the site. Personally, I try and focus on what the beautiful aspects are and try and really invite those aspects deep within the home. I guess it became quite apparent when I first visited the site that the backdrop needed to be the key feature within the design. In order for that to become the key feature, we incorporated a central courtyard and designed the home around the courtyard.
Well, that's one of the first things I noticed when I walked through the door, that the privacy element. We are so close to Hastings Street, yet I feel like I'm in the hinterland. It feels so open here, yet no one's looking in on you.
Yeah, of course. Look, that was the objective of the design, to be honest, is to create that open feel while focusing on the reserve to the rear, but also to maintain the privacy. You're right, you don't see a neighbouring property when you're in the home. Your primary focus is directed toward the reserve at the rear, and that is really how the design unfolded, was to ensure that those principles were maintained within the design.
Now you've got some really big open spaces here, yet the home still feels warm and inviting and livable. How did you manage to pull that off, Gerard?
Look, I think I think the spaces in itself, the volumes of spaces, you need to provide a sense of grandeur, but also with the grandeur, not to lose the intimacy within the space, proportion and scale, the palette of materials that you incorporate within the home. To further accentuate the sense of open space, we incorporated a great deal of glazing and continued the floor finish from the internal to the external spaces, so that the distinction between the internal and external spaces became quite blurred.
Once the home was completed, did you feel you accomplished what you set out to achieve in the design?
The objective of the design was to create something open and light and bright and airy, but also with a great deal of privacy. And I guess, with the aesthetic and the design of the home, is really what we tried to create was an understated home with timeless appeal, and I really hope we have achieved it here.